What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are watching and listening to the Carmine Davis Show. What is tea, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. How was your week? Mine is cool. There's some weird outage going on in my neighborhood, so my Wi-Fi is horrible. So if the show is late, give me some grace, please. It's raggedy. Like, I just always have connection issues. Like, I'm just over it. But we're gonna be hopeful. You know, I even missed my session with my therapist today because my Wi-Fi was so horrible. I had no connection, not even my phone connection. I couldn't even talk to them on the phone. Like, it was horrible. But I got a little bit more time to be productive, so I took that opportunity. And speaking of therapy, remember this show is sponsored by BetterHelp.com. Shout out to them. It was the first tool that I ever used to reach out for therapy, and I hope you guys take a chance and access it as well. My life has been changed for the better for it. Helped me become a better person, a better son, a better partner, a better friend, a better worker, a better creative. And with BetterHelp.com/Carmine Davis, I'm offering you guys 10% off. Try it. Try it. I promise your life will be changed for the better, okay? With BetterHelp.com, you can choose your own therapist. Don't feel like you have to pick a certain therapist or they're gonna match you with someone that you don't wanna be with. Like, you can choose for different criteria, LGBTQ friendly, crisis, if you're dealing with loss, addictions, anything, you can pick up with the filters and they'll match you with a list of people that you can choose from. You have a little bio of them, see their pictures, and that's how I met Phil. And we've been talking together for years, and he is awesome. The best tool that I have ever gotten, and I'm thankful for him. And I'm thankful for you guys as well. And again, with BetterHelp.com/Carmine Davis, you get 10% off your first month. Okay? And let's get into the show. But before we do, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. We don't do it for our health, child. You know, follow us on all of our socials, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/@Carmine Davis, Twitter.com/Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis. I'm at Carmine Davis everywhere, okay? And even though I had a whole hour, I still just don't have enough time to waste. So let's just get into this show from lovebscott.com. Halle Berry shares details of handwritten note Prince used to ask her out on a date. Ooh. The actress appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to discuss her new movie, Never Let Go. Halle Berry is sharing a fond memory of the Prince. While appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live Monday, the Catwoman actress revealed that the late musician once asked her out at his concert in a very unique way by writing her a note. Berry said she was a big fan of the musician and went to see him live when a stagehand came over and handed her a note from the Purple Rain singer himself. He had somebody come out with a piece of paper, you know how kids do. Do you like me, yes or no? I went, yes. I'm at his concert, right? Berry recalled. Come back out again with another piece of paper, and he said, would you like to go out with me? Host Jimmy Kimmel asked Berry if she checked one of the boxes, to which she responded, no, I didn't send the paper back. Player, bitch. Player. And side note, Halle Berry is a idol to me when it comes to just being a sex symbol. She has, from then on out, reinvented herself, but she's always been that girl, right? And when you're that girl, you can turn down Prince, bitch. You're a bad bitch. Okay, let's get into it. That's not the only flirty moment Berry's had with a fellow A-lister. The Oscar-winning actress also shared a flattering compliment once received from the boxing legend himself, Muhammad Ali. I'll never forget this. I went up to him and I was kind of nervous because, it's Muhammad Ali, Berry said, who is currently coupled up with the longtime partner Van Hunt, explained. And she said, oh my God, champ, so nice to meet you. And he said, oh, I've never met anybody prettier than me. And backstage at Monday's Jimmy Kimmel Live, taping, Berry had another run-in with the famous boxer Mike Tyson. The X-Men star revealed that she had some advice for Tyson and his wife, Lakeha Kiki Spicer. We got into a talk there with his wife, Kiki, And I told her, I got you, Barry, who has been an advocate for perimenopause and menopause care, said before revealed that she spoke to Tyson and his wife about her health concerns. I said, when the time comes, I'm going to know everything about the topic. I didn't have help. I'm now 58 and nobody helped me. So I want to be the voice of the future of these women and help them get the information they need before it hits and they think they're crazy. Tyson was like, so this is menopause. What is it? Barry continued. He was like, it doesn't affect your sex, does it? And I was like, well, it can, but if you're getting things early that you need, the education information, it doesn't have to affect your sex life. You can stay juicy as a peach. I know that's right. Barry previously opened up about experiencing the symptoms of perimenopause during a conversation with the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, at the A-Day of Unreasonable Conversation Summit in March. The actress said that her physician told her she's had the worst case of herpes he'd ever seen. Oh, the Never Let Go star said when she met Hunt, who she described as the man of my dreams, menopause was not even a thought in my mind at her age, and neither was herpes. So we're having our thing, we're having sex, and everything is great. So one day we're having sex like normal, she recalled. I wake up in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and guess what? I feel like razor blades are in my vagina. Barry recounted how terrible she felt, adding that she consulted with the gynecologist when Barry told her doctor that she was really excited about her new relationship. He worried that she messed up and had an STD. She and Hunt subsequently underwent testing and the results were negative. Neither one of us has herpes, Barry said. I realized after the fact that the sensation is a symptom of perimenopause. Barry said her doctor had no knowledge of perimenopause, which is described as the transitional phase before menopause, characterized by hormonal fluctuations and irregular menstrual cycles. That's education for me. I had no idea. I've never heard of it either. He didn't prepare me. She said, that's when I knew, oh my gosh, I've got to use my platform. I have to use all of who I am and have to start making a change and a difference. Since then, Barry has not only been speaking about perimenopause and menopause, she's also been an advocate taking to Capitol Hill to talk about menopause research, helping senators unveil a $275 million bill to boost menopause care. I love that. Like, she got dirty. And only the thing is, like, this might sound like a little TMI, but even with herpes, I know niggas that will fuck a bitch on the street with a little herpes. Like, Halle Berry, like, they're still gonna fuck. So I applaud her for coming out and speaking about her symptoms with perimenopause. And educating me even on this. I had never heard of perimenopause. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. And then her speaking about menopause and looking good doing it. So snaps for Miss Berry as usual. I love her. Leave a comment below. Have you ever heard of perimenopause? Have you, some of our older listeners and watchers, have you ever experienced perimenopause? Comment below. Let us know. We're going to move on to the next hot topic. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health, child. Follow us on all of our socials. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. TikTok.com/Carmine Davis. Twitter.com/Carmine Davis. At Carmine Davis everywhere, okay? And this is the main hot topic. And I'm lost child, my baby daddy, like, woo! LoveyScott.com reports NLE Choppa's coming out Instagram post sparks conversations about identity in hip hop. What began as a seemingly playful post on NLE Choppa's Instagram page for New York Fashion Week on September the 5th quickly snowballed into rumors about the rapper's sexuality as a result of the chatter he's caused. The rapper has been able to double down on his support for the LGBTQIA plus community. While previewing looks for the paper magazine, Choppa's Instagram caption read, "I'm coming out," New York Fashion Week paper magazine, prompting widespread speculation. Many wondered if the rapper was hinting at coming out as bisexual or gay, leading to a surge of reaction ranging from support to confusion to even hostility. Child, this is why y'all get on my fucking nerve. Okay, as expected, fans and critics alike flooded his social media with some praising his supposed openness while others struggling to reconcile his image with the possible revelation of his sexuality. One fan commented, coming out with some new music, that's what you mean to say? right? Echoing the confusion and uncertainty expressed by many. Following the chatter, NLE later revealed that folks have misconstrued the meaning of his post. On September 6th, the rapper took to X to clarify that what he meant. And no, the rapper is not gay. The coming out caption was made in reference to Choppa's new music, Slut Me Out 3, which was released on September the 13th, 2024. In hip-hop, a genre that has long been steeped in hypermasculinity and homophobia, NLE Choppa's post touched a nerve. Whether intentional or not, his play on words opened the door to a broader conversation about inclusivity and identity. Rap has traditionally been a space where rigid norms surrounding masculinity often limit artists' expression of self, and this post challenged that status quo. NLE Choppa's bold fashion choices at NYFW made just as much noise as his Instagram caption, further fueling rumors about his sexuality. Many saw his daring, eye-catching outfits at events like the Off-White Showcase as a departure from the typical hypermasculine image cultivated by male rappers. In a genre often marked by hypermasculinity and homophobia, this act of self-expression sparked significant conversation, both positive and negative, about identity and inclusivity in hip-hop. Many have hailed his boldness as a symbol of progress as more artists began to challenge outdated norms surrounding gender and bisexuality. By standing firmly with his LGBTQIA fans, NLE Choppa made it clear that regardless of assumptions about his sexuality, he prioritizes inclusivity. In a genre that has often marginalized queer voices and pressured artists to conform to traditional masculinity, his stance represents a refreshing shift rather than letting societal norms dictate his image. Choppa's commitment to authenticity and inclusivity could have a lasting impact on hip-hop's relationship with the LGBTQIA plus community. The reaction to NLE Choppa's post highlights just how much work remains in dismantling the deeply ingrained homophobia with the genre. It serves as a reminder that hip-hop, like any other art form, must evolve to reflect the diverse identities of its creators and consumers. For years, hip-hop has struggled to make room for more fluid expressions of identity. And with attitudes like artists NLE Choppa are just a preview of what the future holds, and I completely agree, perfectly well written. I want to say something, this in the nicest way that I can. No, I don't. Okay, let me. Lord, please let what I'm about to say touch the listener's ears and eyes, and let it be the intention translate in the way that I would like it to translate. Okay. Woo! Okay, so this is why niggas don't come out right here. Y'all make it such a struggle for people to be themselves that you wonder why niggas just can't be themselves. Like, I hear all the time, like, especially in the Black community and with Black women too, I hear a lot about how women, like, why can't people just be themselves? You just be yourself. You just be yourself. One thing I'm here to tell you is that I'm queer and I'm here, right? But it ain't easy, right? It's not easy to be me, a Black queer man. Like, it's just not. And I, low-key, would not wish it on anybody. Now, I have a ball, right? Because I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Like, I genuinely do not care. Like, no matter who I would have been in another life, like, but I don't give a fuck. It's knee deep in me. I was raised this way, okay? But everybody else can't say the same. Everybody else ain't able, right? And I feel like NLE Choppa is like that. Like, maybe he was raised that way. Like, who gives a fuck what you hoes think? Like, because y'all ain't shit. Y'all are processing, or not even processing, your own identities. So you also inflict that issue in others, right? But back to the original point, why men don't come out, especially Black men, this right here is the perfect example of why people don't come out. Why does it matter? Y'all want people to be them. Y'all just be yourselves. I hate a DL nigga. Like, I hate a nigga that's in the closet. And then what do you do when one comes out? You attack them. Make it a political statement instead of embracing them. the fact that someone even has to come out and explain to you bitches their sexuality and what they want to do in their privacy is weird. That's weird to me. Like, so this is why y'all vilify them, you question them, look at them like as if like that comment, like you mean coming out with music, right? Right? Like what if as if there's some issue with him coming out or saying I'm coming out. Do you get where I'm coming from? Leave a comment below. I don't want to get back into it. I talk about it a lot. But this right here, when you want to know why, you know, niggas just don't come out or tell you that they're bisexual, trisexual, honey, right there. Remember how y'all acted in that comment and flood them comments, and then just understand that it has nothing to do with gay people. It has everything to do with you and the way you were raised and the issues that you have within yourself. And I would love for you to challenge that and look deep inside of yourself. Try therapy. It works. Try also figuring out your own sexuality before you even put your mouth or think about somebody else's. And that's all I have to say. The nicest thing I could say. We're moving on to the next hot topic. Leave a comment below about the NLE Choppa situation, what you guys think about the whole queer and hip hop community. I think it's the future. I think queerness is the future. I think the future is female and gay, right? And you got to support both, okay? Leave a comment below. And we're going to move on to the next topic. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health, child. I don't know what that noise is. See, today, the whole day, I've been having issues. So bear with me. We're just going to make it through, child. By the grace of God, no noise, nothing can stop us. Okay, but before we do, you know, make sure you guys follow us on all our socials. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/Carmine Davis, at Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis, X.com/Carmine Davis. I don't want to say X and give him his coins, but whatever. This final and last hot topic comes from LoveySky.com. Whoopi Goldberg demands grace for Janet Jackson amid Kamala Harris race controversy. Now, full disclosure, y'all know how much this woman means to me. Janet Jackson is my role model, my icon. So when I woke up and I did not see Janet Jackson and Kamala Harris in the title and the headlines in a positive manner, it already broke my heart because I feel like Kamala Harris is everything that Janet Jackson stands for. And then to hear her comments and then hear her double down on those comments, I'm like, do I even know this bitch? And I feel like Janet shows out every 10 years. Like every 10, 20 years, Janet just shows out. So let's get to it. Okay, after Janet Jackson echoed Donald Trump's incorrect claim about Kamala Harris's ethnicity, suggesting she might not be Black, the host of The View provided a diverse range of responses to the statement. The ladies of The View are famous for mixing it up and disagreeing on various topics, but when it comes to Janet Jackson's recent controversy about comments regarding Kamala Harris's race, they could not even agree on how much of a topic this could even be, much less their takes. What she did was spread misinformation, said Anna Navarro, who I love, of the iconic singer's recent comments echoing Donald Trump's assertion that the Democratic presidential nominee may not be Black, which she did. I'm with her. The Republican nominee made the comment that Harris became Black after she'd also talked about her Indian heritage. While her mother is South Asian, her father is Jamaican, making her biracial, which is the fact. I think it's very irresponsible when you have a platform the way Janet Jackson does to use that platform carelessly to spread misinformation based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump. Navarro continued, this led a wider discussion about the mis and disinformation as one of the biggest problems the modern world faces, which I agree. Sunny Hosen, who took the time on Monday's show to remind her co-host that, like Harris, she's also multiracial, agreed with Harris's approach to the whole race issue, which has been to essentially ignore it. As for Jackson's take on it, she added, I don't know if it comes from misinformation. I don't know if it comes from a lack of information, but all I know is I don't want to give it much air. I agree with that as well. Like, even though I'm dedicating a whole segment to it, I did not want to pause. I did not want to talk about this. So, but I'll go into that more. Alyssa Farah Griffin gives a little grace to Jackson's talking about the prevalence of misinformation silos that people live in due to social media algorithms feeding users like information, and most people admitting to getting most of their news on these curated platforms. Before the panel could move on, though, Whoopi Goldberg jumped in, weighed in with great passion to defend Jackson, emphasizing that she's not a political animal. The actress argued she's a musician, her life is doing this, and she's mourning her brother. Whoopi. Okay. The moderator went on to note that she herself has been known to get it wrong in the past, especially due to the immediacy of what they do on The View. Sometimes people get information and they're wrong. They made a mistake and they're wrong. It happens, she said. Anybody who says it doesn't happen to every one of us, multiracial or not, we all do it. So, okay, a little grace for the girl. She concluded her message, a little grace for the girl. Jackson came under fire after an interview published by The Guardian on Friday, where she talked about the possibility of Harris becoming the first female Black president. Well, you know what they supposedly said, Jackson said, she's not Black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. When told the vice president was in fact both, Jackson again pushed back. Her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. That's two. She shot back. I was told they discovered her father was white. In the aftermath of these claims, an apology falsely credited to Jackson and reported in the media began to make its rounds. That apology from a man named Mo El-Masari, claiming to be her manager, read as follows. Janet Jackson would like to clarify that her recent comments, she recognizes that her statements regarding Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity were based on misinformation. Janet respects Harris's dual heritage as both Black and Indian and apologizes for any confusion caused. She values the diversity Harris represents and understands the importance of celebrating that in today's society. Janet remains committed to promoting unity and understanding, which was the right response. On Sunday, though, Jackson's camp responded to the apology statement to say that it was unauthorized and that El-Masari is not her manager. Jackson has been managed by her brother, Randy, for years. Both are mourning the loss of brother Tito, who passed away last Sunday. Variety reached out to El-Masari by email, who acknowledged, I no longer work for Janet Jackson. I was fired by Janet and Randy after attempts to improve her image for... This is the fourth point that I want to make. Her image in front of public opinion and her fans. He continued, and this is something I do not deserve. He did not specify when he was purportedly fired, with Variety noting that the resources close to Jackson's team told them he's not directly associated with her. The outlet further reported that El-Masari's IMDb page says he claims to be a creative consultant to stars like Jackson, Beyonce, Britney Spears, and Selena Gomez. Okay. Those are my 4 points I want to make about this Janet thing, right? Okay, so I get what Whoopi was trying to do. Like, I get it, Miss Mamas. Like, normally I'm with Whoopi. Like, I 110% am on board with Whoopi most of the time because she's got a lot of sense. So I want to give her that grace. But this time she's wrong because Janet was dead wrong, right? So not only did she... One, you can't ask Janet Jackson what she ate for dinner that day in an interview. And I follow her. I love her. Now, that's my idol. So I know in interviews, and I hate saying this, right? Now, I will never change my love for her, but she is wrong. You ask that bitch, like, okay, what's your racial identity? Janet don't even she don't ever give a clear answer to anything that's going on in her personal life. So for her, to give her a little bit of grace, she had to know this man, just knowing Janet, because she don't talk. She don't like to talk. So knowing what I know about Janet, to even just have that discussion with her, she had to really like this man on The Guardian. Like she had to know him for years or whatever to let her guard down and even say that. So when she was met with correct information or she was corrected, she turned around and she doubled down on her. This is what I heard. But then turned around and I'm gonna give it 3. Then turned around and said she hasn't been listening to the news. So bitch, not only were you going by gossip, you're not even looking for the correct information. At all. Like you're not even, when met with it, you don't even look at it. Then when this man came out and said something about it, she fired him, allegedly. And then, yes, Tito, rest in peace, Mr. Tito, I'm sorry about the loss, it's horrible. But here's my thing, right? Cancel the interview. Janet has never talked about anything like that. And to go forward, girl, I'm with people. Like, why don't you just say you pro-Trump? Like, it just felt like she wanted to, and then to turn around and not have anything positive to say about Kamala or endorse her or not endorse her, continue the narrative of that she's a liar. And then Janet is political. That's the reason why I like about her. Bitch, her biggest album is political. Right? It's discussing the state of the world, right? So she is a political figure. Now, she's not a political monster, but she is a political figure, especially for women's rights, black rights, queer rights, all these things that Kamala Harris is pro. So this is someone who is basically Rhythm Nation in a suit, right? And you question her race publicly, and then double down on it, and then publicly double down on it. Y'all gonna have to make it make sense to me. Leave a comment below. Like, I'm sorry. I love Janet. That is my girl. Like, nobody. I've seen her twice. I love my Janet Jackson. I'm going to see her as long as she tours, but she's wrong. She's dead motherfucking wrong. And in a time like this, no, Miss Janet. No. Honey, I'm still listening to the knowledge. The knowledge got me to go to school. And that album came out 20 damn years before I was even born. But Janet, no. Leave a comment below. Do you understand are we giving her grace? Is it a chop about this? No, we never gonna chop Janet. One of my first shows was Pro Janet, Poetic Justice. The second episode, I was at the first episode, was dedicated to Janet. And I was one of the first social media, first one to come out and question how the industry treated her. Poetic Justice, go listen to that show so you know how deep my love for Janet is. Before even all of that was 4 or 5 years ago before the reinvention of Janet, and before she started coming out and doing all these things before people, and then even before the documentary, I brought those points to the forefront on my platform to support her, like one person would do for someone who they admire, right? I wouldn't question her racial heritage. Leave a comment below, and that's the show. I love you guys. Make sure you guys stream I Know What Boys Like on all streaming platforms, my latest single. If you're new to the show, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Follow us on all of our socials. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/Carmine Davis, Twitter.com/Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis, @Carmine Davis everywhere. I love you guys. Bye.